Your head coach Bobby Barbier, the Demons coming off a sweep of Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and that was a good thing because it left the home fans with a good taste in their mouth. Unfortunately, it's going to be one they're going to have to hold on to. The Demons starting a season-long, 8-game, 2-week road trip Wednesday night at Lamar. And Coach, what a way to walk it off and go into this road trip with a lot of momentum.
Yeah, I think it's important to have that momentum, going into which on the front end can look daunting, having to play so many games on the road at once. But I think at this point in the season, I think since we've been on the road already, we've gotten together. We understand what it's about. We understand the things that it takes to win on the road against good teams that will keep playing. I think that it's we understand a little more what that looks like. So I'm not as worried about being on the road. I'm more worried about practice today, and how that's going to look, and playing good baseball today, tomorrow, Thursday, and every day that we have the opportunity to get out there and play.
Well, you did. You mentioned it. You were on the road, I believe, for a stretch of 9 out of 10 earlier this year. So a chance, you've been on the road. You've learned some stuff from there. You've also learned that you can win on the road going and taking 2 out of 3 at New Orleans. One thing you also learned, defense travels. We saw it at the end of the UNO series and again on Sunday in a game where you had to make every play, and every one that was big you did make.
No doubt. And I think we, that series, baseball is just a crazy game. I would think that earlier in that lot of losing stretch that we had, it felt like we didn't catch any breaks, and that ball was always 2 feet to the left, and we didn't make that great play. We were just right there to make it, and didn't have a chance to make it. Maybe an umpire call went the other way, and then when it's going good. And last weekend, it felt like we got some of those breaks, and then and when you get some of them, and you get some momentum and some confidence, then you make that great play, like Larson and Sib did, and you get that big hit like Bryce did. And I think that's all a part of maturing as a team and fighting through it when it's a little tough, because it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough again at some point this year, but fighting through it when it's a little tough, knowing that if you keep going through it, if you stay the course, if you do all those things that we like to say as coaches, then it'll come out and it'll turn for you. And that's the reward they got. But again, now it's important to understand that and to know that we have to keep working. And that's what we talked about the whole time, is that even when we lost whatever in a row, we had to keep working. Well, even now we won whatever in a row, we still have to keep working.
Well, you'll face a team you have beaten in Lamar. Of course, we always know that what happened 2 weeks ago doesn't mean it's automatically going to happen again. And they're coming off a couple of good weekends. Took a series from Sam Houston, lost the telephone to ACU, but we saw what they could do offensively up here, and going into their home ballpark. Again, very important to play good defense, pitch the ball very well.
Yeah, we'll have to play well to win. I mean, they I don't know the weekend what it did, but they were leading the WAC, going into the weekend. So I think the game out here was kind of an anomaly, which we played really well in. But 20-run games don't come along too often. So we'll have to play really well to win, and we'll run a bunch of guys out there on the mound again to keep getting those reps, to keep getting ready for the weekend, which is obviously the important thing. But practice today is the most important thing, and turn our head to Lamar.
One thing we didn't really talk about, we talked about the defense, we talked about Bryce's big hit, Drayton Brown. Gus Collins is a guy who's become a multi-inning guy. He started a midweek game for you. He's come in long relief and handled all those roles, especially the last 3 or 4 outings. He's been very sharp.
Yeah, dynamite. And he's got really good stuff, and he's aggressive. I think that's one thing I like about Gus. He's really aggressive, and it's I thought it was important when it got away from him a little bit. I think he threw 5 or 6 balls in a row, and then he was able to come back and even to count back up and get a pop fly, I think, and then strike one on the next hitter. And that's important for his maturity. I mean, we always knew what kind of stuff he had, and now he's filling up the strike zone. He's a huge part of our staff.
All right, Coach, appreciate you.
Thank you.